Welcome to the Virtual College Exploration for All Ohio Students, sponsored by the Ohio Association for College Admission Counseling and StriveScan. Thank you for joining us. A few housekeeping announcements before we get started. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to your presenter at any time. Your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. This is just one of the many different sessions happening, so be sure to check out the full schedule at oacac.org. This presentation is being recorded and will be available within about a week at the same website, oacac.org. Now I'd like to turn it over to our presenters.
Thank you so much for that. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Hope everyone has been having a wonderful Thursday morning, afternoon at this point, I guess, since it is noon. My name is Ben Bentley. I am an assistant director of admissions at Roanoke College down in Salem, Virginia. I'm also a 2017 grad from Roanoke. So if you hear me, myself, and I a lot during this presentation, I'm not that much of a narcissist, but the best way to tell you information is to tell you a story. And I know my story the best. So I'm going to kind of touch on Roanoke as a whole a little bit with this first slide. So we are a small private liberal arts school, and we are purely undergraduate as well. There's a lot of benefits to being purely undergraduate, and being a smaller school. It's kind of also why we're one of the top 20 schools for accessible and approachable professors. And also, it really helps our students when it comes to getting to know their professors very much, getting that one-on-one interaction with them. Another thing that I did not mention, we are a 4-year residential college, meaning that you will live on campus for all 4 years. However, we have plenty of different housing options, everything from singles to apartments to quads if you want them, suite style. There's a lot of different options, so you'll never get bored with living on campus. And we do have specific learning living communities as well. So if there's anything that you're specifically interested in, and if it has an LLC, you do have that opportunity to live in those kind of areas. A little bit about our location as a whole. So I did say we are located in Salem, Virginia, and Salem is about 6 hours from basically most of South Ohio. It's about 7 from Cleveland. So it's not a terrible drive, going through West Virginia. It's very pretty as well. I'm going to talk about kind of our general location, starting actually not with Salem, but I'm going to start with Roanoke City. So Roanoke City is the largest city west of Richmond within the state of Virginia. As you can see, this is a shot of downtown Roanoke right here. And there's a lot of opportunity for our students in Roanoke, whether it's opportunity to go to a great restaurant or to go see the minor league hockey team play, or if it's going to a museum like the Taubman Museum of Art or the Virginia Transportation Museum. But it's also an awesome opportunity for our students when it comes to internships. Being the largest city west of Richmond in the state, there's a lot of businesses, as we see the Wells Fargo building right here. Also, this is the POF federal building, so the large government seat as well. There's a lot of opportunities for students to get internships throughout the city. And it's also nice because it is a 20-minute commute from our campus. Other than being the largest city west of Richmond in the state, Roanoke City is also the medical hub for Southwest Virginia. So that means for our students that are interested in pre-medicine, pre-AT, pre-PT, there's a lot of opportunities for shadowing and also internships as well. Roanoke City is also kind of our gateway. Roanoke City is home to a regional airport and also the Amtrak station. So we are the southernmost point on the Northeast Connector for the Amtrak, and we do have that nice regional airport that kind of gives us a little bit more spread. All of which students are able to access. We do have taxi vouchers for our students, and all of Roanoke City falls within that range. One of my favorite events that we actually do during orientation is we bus all of our freshman students and any students that are still on campus and want to go down to the Market Square, which is right here. And the city of Salem actually puts on a really big event for them. There's a concert, there's stilt walkers, which, they're there. But also, the students are given tokens, so they're able to explore all of the restaurants and areas within the market building and get some free stuff, whether it's a free coffee from Mill Mountain or, a slice of pizza from Benny Marconi's. And Benny's is one of those places, pizza by the slice. It takes up 2 paper plates, really good pizza. But downtown Roanoke is an awesome place. It's very much a youthful downtown city as well. Coming a little closer to campus, we do have the city of Salem. So Salem is a small college town. Just about 20,000 people in total live in the city of Salem. And I like to describe it as very much classic Main Street Friday Night Lights America. They are very big on their high school football. When I was a student, they were 4-time defending state champions. Main Street's super cool because, again, there's a lot of restaurants and shops that students can walk to. And it's awesome because our campus actually goes up to Main Street, Salem. We have 2 academic buildings that sit on Main Street. So we are very integrated when it comes to the city of Salem. A lot of Salem, people come to Roanoke sporting events to support the college and support the team, and they very much are invested in us as we are invested in them. One thing I'm going to touch on a little later when it comes to community service, we have a really good relationship with them, through items like community service, and it is one big, campus community when it comes to the city of Salem. You can see a small shot of Salem right here. That's actually an old event. It's called Old Salem Days. Unfortunately, we weren't able to have that this year, but they actually shut down Main Street Salem, and they have vendors come in, and there's kettle corn, and it's a really cool event that our students love to go to, because it kind of mixes up how Salem is functioning and the roads work. Between the city of Salem and the city of Roanoke, we do have 2 minor league athletic teams. I mentioned the hockey team. We also have a baseball team, minor league baseball team. And for any of you that are Dodgers fans, Mookie Betts actually played at the for our baseball team back when he was in the minors. So it's really cool to see them, players go up to the big leagues and do good things just like Mookie. But outside of that, we have 2 convention centers along with a fair amount of amphitheaters. So outside of the sporting events, there are a lot of concerts that students are able to attend. My favorite is the summer concert series in Roanoke City. It's about 3-week longs. They have different musical artists coming in, and it's a lot of different types of artists. So in the past couple of years, we have had Young the Giant come through, along with Flo Rida, Blue Oyster Cult, 1964, which is a Beatles cover band, arguably the best one in the world. And I just dated myself on how old I am with that. But there's a lot of fun things to do between the city of Salem and the city of Roanoke. And also, I'm going to touch a little bit more about the fun stuff to do on campus here in a little bit. Last but not least is the Virginia Blue Ridge Mountains. As you can see, it's almost evident in every single picture. We love our mountains and we love our outdoor activities. Roanoke is so fortunate to be located where it is, in a small town beside a big city under the mountains, because there are so many opportunities for hiking, biking, and water sports. So this picture here is actually McAfee's Knob, most photographed spot on the Appalachian Trail. The trailhead is a 12-minute drive away from campus. It's a multi-hour hike after that, but it's very popular. As you can see, a couple of our students are there right there, but very popular. Along with, when I said biking trails, we do have some of the only silver-rated biking trails in the state of Virginia right close to us. And then also in between the Roanoke River and the New River, there's a lot of water activity. Also, we have 2 big lakes near us. So students are always out and about doing some fun summer activities, when the weather is nice outside. A little bit of demographic information. So I said small, so we do have just about 2,000 students in total. However, we do have 39 states and 31 countries represented. So meaning, even though we are a small student body, you're getting to meet people from all over the country and all over the world and interact with them, learn about their cultures, learn about different schools of thought, different ways of thinking. So it is a very immersed, melting pot for a smaller campus. And again, as I mentioned, very much getting that one-on-one interaction when it comes to your professor, with a 13-to-1 student to faculty ratio, and the average class size is 18. When I was a student, the largest class I was ever in was 28 students, and the smallest was 6. So definitely had to speak a little more than the one that had 6 in it. But every course at Roanoke is actually capped at 30 students per class. So you'll never be in a class larger than 30, but most times students are in that 25 to 28 range for those classes that are a little more filled. One of my favorite things that we have as a program is our Maroon Mentors program. So it's kind of that bottom part of this slide talking about over 1,000 career mentors. What the Maroon Mentors program is it pairs Roanoke College students with an alumni in the field that they want to go into, and students can elect to join this program starting their sophomore year. So with that, I am actually a mentor myself for any student that wants to work in higher education. Obviously, I like the admissions side a little more, but I'm able to connect them with anyone in higher ed on our campus. And it's great because I'm able to obviously meet with them on campus, get coffee with them, talk to them. In a normal year, they'd be able to shadow me, see that, what the admissions office is like, or I could connect them with someone to be able to shadow else on campus. But, we have career mentors all across the nation. So, if you want to work on Wall Street, that's your goal, you're going to go business and you want to go work on Wall Street. We do have alumni that work on Wall Street that are mentors, and you're able to connect with them, obviously speak a little more through Zoom or over the phone. But, it's an awesome opportunity because it does open up for summer internships for a lot of our students. And that's one of the great things about the program is starting your sophomore year, you're building your network. So by the time you're graduating as a senior, not only do you know your mentor and probably the company and the people that they work for, but you've probably met people all throughout the industry. So very much you're able to be a little more known going into your interviews and everything outside of school. Along with the nice thing when it comes to that is sometimes it helps students realize that it's not what they want to do. At Roanoke, you don't have to declare a major till the end of your sophomore year, so you do have some time to figure it out. And being able to shadow and speak to someone that's in the field that you think you want to go into in that first semester or second semester, it could help you realize that maybe that's not the path that you should go down. But again, it's an awesome opportunity for our students to get connected with alumni and also get internship opportunities as well. When it comes to academics at Roanoke, we do have over 100 different areas of academic interest. So that's split between majors, minors, and concentrations and pre-professional programs. The nice thing about Roanoke, again, don't have to declare a major until the end of your sophomore year, so you are able to come in undecided. We actually encourage most students to come in undecided. Even if they think they have a plan, get a couple classes under your belt, make sure that it's solidified that it's what you want to do. At Roanoke, undecided is not a dirty word. We love it because you get to explore. You get to look at things that you might not have thought of before. And there's a lot of opportunities when it comes to that. And one of them I'm going to touch on here in a little bit. When it comes to majors, minors, and concentrations at Roanoke, you are not subject to the minors and concentrations within your major discipline. So if you are a biochemistry major that is dead set on going to med school, you are on the pre-med professional track, and you want a minor in art because you love to draw, you love being creative, you have that opportunity. No one's going to tell you no to a minor in art. They're going to encourage you. They're going to help you, grow in that regard. Along with if you want a double major and occasionally triple major, we do have students that will do both of those. A fair amount of our students will do double majors. And again, they don't have to be in the same department. So we have students that are, biology majors that are a double major in music, business majors that double major in creative writing. So there's a lot of opportunities to kind of create the academics that you want to do. Along with, we are consistently adding new majors. Last year, we added majors in education, specifically kind of the secondary level. So secondary history, secondary biology is very much for those students that want to go and teach at the high school level. Along with, we have added engineering, science, and data analysis as two new majors. So we're very exciting for those to be on board with us. Now, I said having the ability to explore. So Roanoke is a liberal arts college, and with that, we do have underlying skill sets and knowledge bases that we want you to obtain while you're here, and we approach that through our core curriculum. Now, our core curriculum is a little bit special. The name of the curriculum is called the Intellectual Inquiry Program, but since that is kind of a mouthful and sometimes a tongue twister, I'm going to call it INC for short. But with the INC program, it is a topics-based curriculum, meaning you actually get to choose the subject material that it is about. So the INC program doesn't just stop at your second year. It is all 4 years that you were at Roanoke. However, again, being able to pick the subject material, you're able to cater it a little bit more to what you want to study, or you can use it to explore. But it also helps you take things that you might be a little uncomfortable with and bring them into your realm. So specifically for myself, I was actually a criminal justice major when I was at Roanoke, and I actually took chemistry and crime. Now, a little bit more about me. I have absolutely no natural science ability. My two older brothers were biology majors. They have all of that talent in our family. So chemistry and biology scared me just because it was something I wasn't good at. But having the class be chemistry and crime, taking chemistry, bringing it into the realm of criminal justice, and making me have the ability to look at it through my lens made me so much more comfortable in that class. And the lab portion being set up, with case studies, very much kind of making me feel like I was on NCIS or CSI, any of those shows, which I do really enjoy. It made me more comfortable and made me a little more confident because, again, I have the criminal justice background that kind of made me feel more confident in chemistry. It was one of my favorite classes, hands down, while I was here, and ultimately did very well academically in it. So there's that opportunity for you to get a little more comfortable with stuff that you might not have a lot of experience with. Um, and with it, there are a lot of choices. So the Inc. 110, which is required for every single first year student to take, that one has about 30 different options for it. Everything from Life in the Ancient City, which is an art history based course where you're studying Egypt and Mesopotamia, through art and archaeology, and it's actually taught by our resident archaeologist here on campus, to Ghost Adventures, which is a communications-based course where you go ghost hunting one night in one of the allegedly haunted buildings on campus. So it's a super fun one. They get to do a little more exploration with that program, but it's a really good opportunity for you to learn and grow, and still kind of be able to tailor the academics to what you want to study. You are guaranteed real world experience at Roanoke. And on average, our students do 5 different types. So I already mentioned all of the internship opportunities between the Maroon Mentors program and also Roanoke and Salem. So we're going to touch on some of the other more popular ones. Creative Works. Again, we have an awesome creative arts building. Olin Hall is actually where all of our creative arts are. So art history, music, theater, everything is in that building, and it's such a creative and cool space for students to go. A lot of students, if they have an elective class, they will pick, one of the fine arts just to explore it a little bit more. We do have research on campus. Typically, we have about 350 to 400 of our 2,000 students will be doing some kind of research project. Obviously, we see Sarah here who is doing some natural science research, but every department has the opportunity for research, which is an awesome factor. Our director of undergraduate research is amazing at helping connect students with professors that have research projects, because not every one of the research projects might be listed on the website that they have for potential research projects. So he's able to connect with professors and find them. And he always tells a story about how he had a sociology student that really wanted to do some sociology research, but didn't see any on the website. So he went to the sociology professors and he came back to them with 3 different options, and they got to pick the one that they kind of aligned with the most, and they started working on it. One of my favorite things about the research is it's not just, here's the research, I'll see you in a couple months, get it done. It is very much a collaborative effort. So one of my dear friends who was a biology major, he was doing research for 3.5 years while we were here. So started our second semester freshman year, and he actually got published during our junior year, which was an awesome accomplishment for him. It definitely helped him getting into the master's and PhD programs PhD program he's currently in, and the master's program that he graduated from a few years ago. But with that, when it came to his publication, he got first name rights. So it was his first name and then the professor's name, which was a huge thing for him since it was a collaborative effort. And a lot of it was him doing the legwork for that research. But again, it's not just in the natural sciences. I mentioned service is one of the great ways that we continue to give back and build that bond and community with the city of Salem. This picture is actually from my second favorite event that we do during orientation, which is called Our House. So our freshmen actually help build a house with Habitat for Humanity. This year, we were still able to do it even with everything going on. And this year marked our 15th house that we've helped build. So it's super cool. A lot of them go to Roanoke City. So there's probably a couple blocks in Roanoke that have houses that have been built by Roanoke College students. And for any parents that might be like, I don't want my child using power tools their first week of college, don't worry. It's mostly hammering, measuring, and carrying stuff. They have some professional staff there that do a lot of the power tool work. And we also have a lot of students that will come back just for that event. They ask if they can come back early, and then they help with the professional staff. So that we have some students that have helped build a house for 4 years by the time they're a senior, which is an awesome feat. And it's really cool to give back and also get to meet the family that it's actually going to, because they do spend time helping build the house as well. The next one, since we already mentioned internships, is study away. We have a lot of opportunities for students to study away. We are part of one of the largest international exchange programs in the world. We also have 2 professor-led semesters abroad, one to Leipzig, Germany, one to the Yucatan Peninsula, along with, we are part of the Virginia Summer Oxford program, which is an 8-week-long program where you go study at Oxford University in Oxford, England. We do have a program that is called the Washington Lutheran Semester. So we're part of a coalition of Lutheran schools that actually own condos in Arlington, Virginia. Students live in those buildings. If they get into the program, they live in the building and they get an internship somewhere within DC, which is super cool because, personally, I had friends at the DOD, the DOJ. One guy was at the White House, and then, Smithsonian in the Holocaust Museum. So the nice thing is that it's not just public affairs students. I know those first couple were very government based and government heavy, but it's open to any major on campus. So if you want to go up there and work for one of the Smithsonian's as an intern, you have that opportunity. And you will take a night class while you're there as well, but the classroom in the bottom of that condo complex, so you don't even have to leave your building. Outside of that, we do have one final one, which is called May term. So May terms are an intensive learning session throughout the month of May. One May term is required for graduation. However, we do have on-campus offerings, we have domestic travel, and we have international travel. So kind of whatever suits your fancy, whatever you're really feeling for that one. I did my May term abroad. It was awesome. We studied art and literature from the 15th through 18th century. And we were in week and a half in England, week and a half in France. Nice thing, it can have nothing to do with your major. Again, because it's kind of in that intellectual inquiry realm where you're able to kind of pick what interests you for it. And the international ones are on a kind of running loop. So if you see one that you really like your first year and you're not able to do it, it'll more than likely be back during your junior year. So you have that opportunity. This slide is awesome because it shows just kind of the different places our students are going. Roanoke College alumni are not going in and doing one specific thing or going into one different type of graduate school. We have students that go on to work for many different places. You see MLB, American Cancer Society, NASA, Wells Fargo, so students going into the workforce in a lot of different places, but also you see a lot of different schools. We have a student currently at Harvard, or an alumni both at Harvard Med and one is at Harvard Law. There's students at Duke, Columbia, UPenn, so there's a lot of places that students go to graduate school as well. With that, we're very proud of the number of alumni that report back. So 93% of our alumni report back that either within 6 months of graduation, they either have a job that requires a bachelor's degree or they're in the grad program that they want to be in, which is an awesome number for our students. And they're going on to do great things really close from when they graduate. Obviously, when you're here, we want you to do a lot more than just go to the classroom, go to the dining hall, and go to your room. So we do have over 100 different clubs and organizations that you can join. The largest one that we have on campus is actually our outdoor adventure program. Again, because we're under the beautiful Blue Ridge Mountains, and there's so many opportunities for them to go out and do hiking, biking, and water trail activities. And the nice thing is it's not just meet here, let's go hike here, or bike here, or go on this river. They do a lot of practical training on campus as well. So one of the big things that they've been doing last year, a lot of it was wilderness first aid. So your friend falls and hurts themselves, how do you help them until you can get them to an actual hospital? So a lot of really practical things on campus. They also will help students become trail guide certified, and part of this in the school will pay for part of that training, which is awesome. Outside of that, we have everything from esports to Greek life, intramural and club athletics as well. We do have 22 Division III athletic teams. The most recently added actually has been men's wrestling. Men's wrestling will start their inaugural season in the winter of 2021, but we are very excited. Coach Yesler is an awesome addition to our coaching staff. But overall, athletics at Roanoke, it's about a quarter of the student body are athletes. So it's not an overwhelming amount of students, but you're definitely going to know people on every team. And we do have a good culture of students supporting students, going to athletic events, cheering them on. And we have, a good culture with that, and a good culture for students to enjoy themselves as student athletes. When it comes to affording college, obviously that is something that is on everyone's mind. At Roanoke, there's a lot of opportunities. Our sticker price is up there. However, since you will automatically get reviewed for merit-based scholarship, you don't have to worry about sticker price. You won't pay anything close to that. Our merit-based range is $20,000 to $29,000, and you automatically get reviewed for that when you get reviewed for acceptance. Outside of that, if you're able to come either in person or to one of our official virtual visits, you'll qualify for a visitation grant. We do have two selective programs, the Fellows Program and the Honors Program. Fellows being more kind of an internship, honors being an academic route. We have fine arts scholarships, so that's music, both choral and instrumental, visual art and theater are all lumped within the fine arts scholarships. With Fellows, Honors, and Fine Arts, they are separate applications, but you can find those on the website. They don't really take that much longer to fill out and submit. Along with, since 99% of our families receive some kind of additional aid from Roanoke when filing the FAFSA, we have added the FAFSA filer grant to help encourage students and families to do that. Even if I had Bill Gates sitting across from me, I would encourage him to file the FAFSA because it could potentially open up some additional institutional aid as well. And for any international students, you are able to file for aid through ISFAA, Roanoke's IFSAA with that. When it comes to applying, we are a release date decision deadline school. So currently we are in the early action 2 period. So students that apply by November 18th will hear back on December 4th. And our students that, and we did have a bunch of students, whose decision will actually be going out this Friday as well for our early action 1 extended deadline. We had to add one in there. With that, for any juniors or sophomores that are in the room, I know you might be thinking, oh, it's not super relevant. The dates stay relatively the same. It's always going to be sometime in the middle of the month and then sometime in the beginning of the next month. So as you can see with early action 1, we were able to do September 15th, which is kind of that 15th is the number we usually look for. But with November, we had to go the 18th. Just because of the way that the calendar falls. So the numbers will be relatively the same every single year. They might just change by a couple days. Our purpose is to help you find yours. Roanoke is an extremely special place that allows students to be creative when it comes to their academics, but also outside of it. We are here to help you with whatever questions that you have. So feel free to jot down my contact information, my email, my office phone. I'm happy to help with whatever I can when it comes to your questions about Roanoke and the college search. But again, I appreciate you all coming out and hanging out with me a little bit this afternoon. I'll give a minute or two for any questions to come through, but if I don't see any, I will turn it back over to our facilitator. But thank you all again for joining.
Thank you, Benjamin. We'll go ahead and leave a minute or two for any questions that pop up, and then we will wrap up. Thank you everyone for joining us. When you close this window, you will be directed to another window that will have a link to a very quick survey. We'd appreciate any feedback that you can provide to us. Also, this is one of many sessions that are being hosted, so be sure to sign up for any additional sessions at oacac.org. In about a week, you will be able to find this session's recording as well as the other session recordings at oacac.org. Thank you for joining us and have a great rest of your day.
Thank you all for joining.